how many weeks would you go? A long time you're going to be there. I'm sure.
Maybe not long. I'll be going on as planned. It is on 13th of June. The end of June.
End of June.
And July 4th is our program in Trabuco. So I come back before that.
Oh, you come before that. And Sarvadevananda is coming in July too, isn't it? First week of July? For 1 week?
Because he's now so many commitments.
That's what I hear. He's
everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah. People should ask him to come. And so naturally.
It's tiring.
Yeah.
If he doesn't like traveling, then it's very tiring.
But he's young for
Not that he does not like or not doing that. It's work. So, and maybe as long as he, this is the only time vacation, but vacation means going to another place. So how are you?
I'm doing well.
Okay. So we were in the same chapter, Sravana, or hearing. No, you say Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadguru.
So are we on?
They are on 166.
166.
So, the same chapter, emphasizing the glory of listening to the holy message of and the divine sport of the avatars. So here, it is now the Sravana. What it does, Sravana destroys ignorance. Is stated in the words of the Devas. Devas mean the gods. And so many stories where it is, if we read the Bhagavat main, then you understand the context. The note may be also there, we can read it later on. So what he says that, this verse says that there are two agents capable of purifying the three worlds. Two things can purify the whole humanity or whole world. What? The nectarine waters of the stream constituted of narratives and hymns about your excellences, and the holy river Ganga flowing from your feet. It is believed that the Ganga, Mother Ganga, why it is so auspicious? It flows from the feet of Narayan. That's why that is most purifying. Even everyone thinks it's auspicious. We sprinkle for all holy puja, worship, or anything. When we sit for meditation, we try to sprinkle water to think.
I have a question. So, I'm sorry, when they're talking about the three worlds, because they talk about it, that comes up a lot, what are the three worlds? Is it heaven, hell, and earth?
Bhu-bhuvasva. These are the three worlds. This plane of earth where we are living.
Yeah, earth.
Bhu-bhuva.
And heaven and
heaven. And in between the space.
Okay, earth, heaven, and in between.
Okay. Earth, heaven, and what?
In between the space.
Earth, heaven, and the space in between. Okay.
So there are two agents capable of. So one is the nectarine stream, which constitute of the narratives of the hymns, where it is described Krishna's glory, Krishna's childhood sports, or now we can think of Ramakrishna's birth, Ramakrishna's childhood days, Ramakrishna's spiritual practice, Ramakrishna is going to any part of Sri Ramakrishna you take. It is only talking about God, divine and divinity, and So it purifies the mind. So it says in these three worlds, means for the men, for the gods, and for other mains and others, region in which others live, all can get purified. The two things, if they touch the Ganga water, sprinkle Ganga water, or Ganges, which why? Because it flows from his feet. Huh? No, hearing the glories in our ears.
Lectio Divina.
Lectio Divina.
Yes, Father Alexei said. The Benedictine Lectio Divina.
Lectio Divina.
Is going through the ear.
To the ears.
So the same thing.
See how it is there in all the spiritual ideas of all religions in hidden way. People don't pay attention to those things. Right? So, and the two things, that hymns and praises of the glory of the Lord, it enters in your ear, it purifies, going to that, purifies your mind, or the holy water. Then he says, of these two, the narratives and hymns purify a devotee by entering into his soul to the ear. The nectar in Latino, no Latiki, Latino Divina, 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 through the ear and the sacred rivers by its contact with the body. That's why people go to take a Ganga deep. That's why the story is there when Ramakrishna said, when you dive deep into the Ganga, or you take a deep, then sins cannot leave you anymore, cannot stay with you anymore. You will have to get away.
And then when you come out, they come back. It's a story.
But if someone really feels that I am touching Ganga, I am becoming pure, that means he is acting on the mind. Really, he feels the glory of the Ganga water. The Ganga water is water for anyone. If it is only for water, no water purifies us, only cleans the body. That's all. That cleaning effect will be there. But cleaning of the mind is happening. That's a question of devotion. Suppose Sri Ramakrishna's Ganga devotion is such, Sri Ramakrishna used to say, wherever even the bridge of the Ganga, I thought I am done with it.
No.
Yeah? Oh my God. Again it starts. Why it starts?
Because being on the plane is not good for you.
No, it was okay. But I came back, it was nothing till now. But now it is.
It's also allergy season. Yeah. There's so much in bloom that everybody's allergic to.
When you go from one
Oh my God.
to another very quickly.
Yeah. Poor Swami.
Not for that. So, if it is botheration. Anyhow, so Ganga, that's why it is you have to think. Otherwise, it is like any water. Only that's why people think that, before sitting for meditation, I am getting pure by body and mind. So your mind is also working. So this faith, Sri Ramakrishna said, three things do not belong to the earth. One, the Ganga water of the Ganga, the dust of the holy Vrindavan, the dust. There is no dust because it has been touched by the feet of Sri Krishna and Radha. Not by Krishna only, by Radha more. Radha's heart is for panting for Krishna. That purifies the longing for God. And another thing is what? Ganga water, and then dust of the holy, and the prasad of Jagannath. Jagannath's prasad. Jagannath in Puri. Prasad. Prasad means they offer any food they offer to as we offer food to the altar. So when they offer the rice, and then they take that prasad, rice prasad. But sometimes you cannot get rice prasad here. How? So they dry that rice after offering to God, pack it in a package, and Maharaj used to take, Swami Sarvadevananda Maharaj, every day. That's called it brings devotion in your heart, if you can take it.
So is this something that people sell? Where do you get this?
In Jagannath's temple, if you go, so Jagannath Prasad, there are shopping place. You can get mainly from the temple.
Oh, you get it at this one too.
Jagannath Prasad. Jagannath is called Narayana. The same principle of God consciousness.
Swami, would you like us to get tea for you?
Not now. I'll take some allergy tablets. Slowly to help.
Allergy tablets now?
Eh?
Would you like allergy tablets now from the monastery?
No, I'll get it after later the class is over.
So when he's saying about your mental state helps you to become purified in the Ganga water, wouldn't it also be the case that, you know how Christians get baptized and they put holy water on their head? That water helps them get purified too?
Yeah.
So it could be any water. It's more the state of mind than the particular source of the water.
Yeah. But in Hinduism, because it is coming from the Ganga, its source, they are up in the high Himalayas where there isn't only glacier, and they think that how there's a epic story that what is the name of it? There was a king. His name was Sagar Raja. They say Sagar, and his 60,000 or something are his children, maybe his progeny or whatever. They all were cursed, and they are in deep hell. Then Sagar Raja did a big prayer and austerity, and then he come to know that how they can be removed from their sins. He said, if you can give Mother Ganga, which is hailing from the feet of Narayana, and Narayana in the heaven. Human idea, Indian idea is the Himalayan, above Himalayan is heaven. Because no man can walk there. It is all glacier and glacier and glacier. Think about thousands of years earlier, how dense was their inaccessibility of those areas. So he prayed and prayed and prayed, and then he said, who will Ganga may come, Ganga Stuti, Ganga become pleased, and she wants to descend from Narayana's feet, starting from Narayana's feet. But who will hold it? The torrential from the heaven it will pour. The earth is unable to hold that. So such a tremendous force. Then only one can do that, and that is the Shiva. With a matted hair. So Shiva can hold it, Shiva agreed, and then he started again praying to Shiva. Oh Shiva, please agree. Please hold your... and Shiva become pleased, and he hold the torrential flow of the holy river. No, on his matted
Ganga is so pure, and Shiva is the highest level of purity, and like this, so it's all auspiciousness. So only that purity can hold that purity.
That is the spiritual meaning. Anecdote goes like that. Like that it goes from there to there and comes down. So that's why it is so pure. Coming from Narayana's feet, falling on the Shiva's matted block, all pure. Yeah. So that is the age-old, thousands and thousands of years ago. But as you said, baptism idea, if you take it, it is the attitude. Otherwise it is water. But more association of these stories and other things have created a tradition in India. Whenever they think of Ganga, they cannot think it to be an ordinary river, an ordinary water.
So
You can come here. This also chair is free.
Is the holy water that we
Ha ha ha.
the holy water that we can get here? So
Huh.
that's really from the Ganges?
Ganges. Not only Ganges, sometimes they come from upper level of the Ganga, going to Ganga, Gangotri, Gomukh. Some people go. We brought some Ganga water when we visited. Ashok was in our team. We all visited. About 12 or 14 of us went to that trip. So we bring a bottle of water. So it's extremely pure. And so people bring for business also, maybe for selling. Or that same Ganga water flows to Benares, to Calcutta. People by Balloon Mott, they bring Ganga water also.
But you're not supposed to drink it though. Right?
If it is, you go there, they're so pure.
Oh, way high if you get it.
And in the ground also. This is the beauty of Ganga water. It does not get polluted.
Oh, wow.
You just keep it, it settles down. The upper water is perfectly pure, no bacteria.
Oh,
You keep it for 1 year, 2 years, there is no bacteria.
wow.
People
Even
now
with
say
all those people bathing.
bathing everything. And on the day of Ekadasi, the 11th day of the moon, that day the water becomes most pure. Ekadasi or the 15th full moon night or new moon night, I forgot that. That is the day the water of the Ganga, by natural means, it becomes more distilled. And is so pure, our whole Belur Math. So many years. It is Thakur's everyday drinking water is Ganga water. Which used to, now it has, pump has been arranged and filtering system has been done, and that same Ganga water being purified, it is used for everyone in the Belur Math, and the people of the locality get the supply free. So, but that water is even holy people, good people, they drink, and all these sadhus, they drink Ganga water. You keep it for some time, give little, what do you call?
Chlorine.
Eh?
Chlorine.
No chlorine. It's camphor. Yes, something you give like that, it settles the dirty things settle down, and you just then from the top part, pure part, unsettled part, take it. That will be okay, or you? Yes, sit wherever. Whatever you are comfortable. Yeah.
No, it's reserved for you.
Ganga water on your pets, on their head,
Mm.
when they were sick, my pets.
Mm.
They got well.
Oh.
Really? Yeah. Just a little, on his head.
And also, we when someone is dying, what we do? We take Ganga water, sprinkle over them. We think that they have become pure from all the past. Then the departed soul will be moving in its onward journey. This is the faith for tradition for thousands of years. So that is one. And another thing is that when you talk about the glories of the Lord, particularly now you can see the divine play of Ramakrishna. Is exactly what they are talking about. The Bhagavat story also goes like that, no? It is. So they can purify your heart and soul. So of these two, the narrative and hymns purify a devotee by entering into his soul through the ear. As if those purifying message going through the ear purifies your heart. Your mind becomes clear. And this, through the ear, and the sacred river by contact with the body. So Parama, can you read the note?
The idea is that if the mind of man is purified, the knowledge of one's spiritual nature must immediately dawn on it. Between such purification and the dawn of knowledge, there is no need for assuming an intermediary stage, and saying that devotion and such disciplines could lead one only up to that lower intermediary stage called purificational, and that henceforth one has to adopt the specific discipline of the path of knowledge for gaining illumination. This is only a way of lowering the status of devotion adopted by the advocates of the path of knowledge. The doctrine of bhakti, however, maintains that through preparatory disciplines, bhakti becomes firmly established, and this mature bhakti is in itself a self-sufficient means of salvation. God's grace is bestowed on such devotees, and they thereby gain enlightenment and freedom from ignorance. God's grace, obtained through mature devotion and self-surrender alone, can bring this divine state. Says the Gita, "To such as are ever united with me is loving devotion. I bestow that communication through understanding by which they attain to me. Out of mercy for these, I destroy the darkness of ignorance in these by lighting the luminous lamp of wisdom in their hearts, by abiding as their very self. No mere effort of the jiva, but jnana
Vichara.
process of discrimination, can give that illumination. It comes only as a result of the grace of God, and the path of devotion is the most suitable path for attaining that grace. Bhakti is thus a self-sufficient means of illumination and liberation."
There is always Gyanis will say, Bhakti is lower. By practicing Bhakti, you purify your heart, and when the heart is purified, then your knowledge will come in the heart. So, in this way, the Gyanis take a higher position that we are higher than Bhaktas are lower. But actually, Bhakti, real Bhakti, when it comes, it is independent path. Yes, that is the emphasis is given. There are, in the Vedantic path, we'll say, if you say Jnana, which Jnana you are talking? The wisdom, or is the ritualistic practice of Jnana? Everything is answered, everything is momentary, God is the reality. Then you are a student. You are a student of Jnana. And student of Bhakti also starts like plucking flowers, offering to God, chanting mantras, hymns. He has not generated love that much. But he is trying to generate love through this means of all this different process. That's why you go to Hare Krishna temple, you see they're chanting the name of Lord, singing the glories of God, repeating the mantra, worshipping God with flowers, as we do in our temple also. It's the same thing. But that is a lower category. Gyanis may think that is a lower category. But no, Gyanis, if you say what you Gyani are doing, you are a student of Jnana, what do? You have no idea what is Brahman, what is Atman. You are only practicing some spiritual discipline, analyzing real and the unreal, and trying to fix the mind on the real. So you are a student. Why you say he is lower, you are higher? You cannot say in that point. But if you are a realized soul in following the path of Jnana, then you can say those are the preliminaries of spirituality. After you doing that, you purify your heart. Then when you listen that I am Atman, it will flash in a moment. So that is equal for Jnani student also. Continuously analyzing and separating the unreal and the real, your mind becomes pure. And that pure mind, when your Guru says, thou art that, you will realize the truth. So this analysis of separating the Bhaktas are lower category, or the Gyanis are higher category, it is not Keep it here. This is unnecessary, and this is unnecessary to posit that type of statement. And who says this? Mostly the students of Jnana, they will say, not the real Jnanis.
Right, there you go. Yeah, because it seemed to me that it is the realization is beyond any language anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And when realization comes, they see the thing differently. Yeah. Unless that bhakti, real bhakti, genuine love for God. When genuine love for God comes, you are not attracted to anything of the world. Everything has become unreal for you. And only you love God, or you see that everything belongs to God, not to you. That means your you is gone. So, at the state of experience or in a level of purified state, this analysis is meaningless. You are a student of the path of Jnana, and someone is a student of the path of Bhakti. Someone is a student of the path of Yoga. He is not Samadhi. He has not gone to Samadhi. But he is trying to meditate every day, to practice of meditation and leading to Samadhi. So, karma. Anyone is doing karma versus anyone is practicing karma yoga every day, every day, every day. Then a moment will come when that karma will lead to karma yoga, is union with God. So, independent, no one should claim exclusive authentication of it. But everyone can say your mind should be purified. Karma yoga, what is the purpose of karma yoga?
Purification of mind.
Chittasya suddhaye karma. Even Shankara says, why you do perform karma? Chittasya suddhaye karma. Your chitta means mind, intellect, ego, memory, everything should be pure. Chittasya suddhaye karma. Natu vastu upalabdhaye. He is holding a little point. As if karma you do, you purify your heart, you make yourself fit, then someone will say, you are that. Then you will be liberated. It may be said, it is not necessary. When your mind is pure, it will automatically happen. So why do you say Jnana is the superior? Because Jnana will say, thou art that. Even it is said or not said, when the Sattakama, that boy, whose guru gave him the cows, 1,000 cows, go, grow and bring it back. He was doing karma yoga, selfless karma yoga every day. And when his chitta become pure, mind become pure by that yoga process, he is hissing from the sound of the bull. Bull is saying something. The fire is giving some message. The message is coming automatically, the message of Brahman. That's why his guru said, hey, you look like a Brahmagyani. Your face shines like that. What happened? I am your guru. Did you give up and went to another guru? Huh? But he said, no sir, you are my guru. It happened. It happened why Chitta Shuddhi has happened. When the purification of the heart has been acquired, spontaneously knowledge comes. But Jnanis take a claim that this is the preparatory period. Then Jnana makes you free. Okay, no problem. Or you say Bhakti makes you free. No problem. But Jnani will say, no, this is preparation. But knowledge only can give you freedom. But as you say, knowledge, how knowledge comes? Spontaneous. He didn't hear from a man saying, hey, thou art that. But he heard a bull's knowledge automatic. Take us home.
Something like that.
Yeah. We are now 1,000. Let us go home. Yeah. Drive us towards your guru. That was the instruction given by the bull.
Yes.
So bull does not tell us. God, even holy people tells us we cannot catch. And what bull is telling, he is catching the message. How much purity of the heart has come. So this is the point. So we as a Vedanta student, we should be very little open. That purification of the heart by any means, by bhakti path, by jnana path, by yoga path, by karma path, or blending all these together. That is Ramakrishna's unique contribution, that or Vivekananda's unique contribution. Now, it will happen, you do by one, Swami Vivekananda's language. Each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to realize this divine within by controlling nature within. Controlling nature by philosophy. The controlling nature will be your karma. No? No.
Meditation.
No.
Raya yoga.
By,
Would it be Raya yoga?
let me see. What is the language? By controlling nature in and out. That means it is yama niyama asana raja yoga, path of raja yoga. By work, karma yoga. By philosophy, by devotion, maybe, or something. 4 yogas has been mentioned. By one or all of these, and be free. He is not saying because of bhakti you will attain this, or jnana is so high, it stands in the crown. Only these are lower path. He says no, you by one or all of these, be free. And that is the whole of religion. Then he said, doctrines and dogmas, rituals or forms, they are all but secondary details. Yes.
But if you do by only one, then you are not the Ramakrishna follower. You have to do all 4, then you are.
No. Swamiji says by you get freedom. Ramakrishna followers, they are saying that because the modern age, the how to reach God has been simplified by taking all these means. Because that is the mold of the age. In the earlier days, mold was different. People used to go to Himalayas in the forest, lead an ascetic life. That is a different thing. People used to live by fruits and roots mostly. Even in the household life, they are very highly devoted to spiritual life. No, they didn't go to job in this office, that office, and day and night fighting with people. They're not necessary. Situation was different. But now it is different. So that's why better 24 hours to make spiritual. That's why in morning you do practice of devotion, meditation too. Then whole day you do karma yoga. And then dhyana and bhakti is done. Karma is done. And in between study the Vedanta truth and make the life totally tuned to that concept. But here it is only said bhakti. So bhakti should not be considered as so low. At least for the devotees it is not low. Jnanis may think it is for already it is said in every scripture. Why? To encourage the follower of that tradition. You are a bhakta. Bhakti is the highest. You see, Narada says in Narada Bhakti Sutra, bhakti is the highest over jnana, karma and yoga. Narada says. Because to the devotees, if you say so, they get inspired. As a jnana path, jnana is the highest. You are practicing, you get little boosting in it. Wow, it is the highest. So I am in the right path, I will do more. So like that, for a karma yogi, to practice of karma, that should be the highest. But to encourage them, they sometimes eulogize that way. But the main thing is that all paths will lead to the same experience if it is practiced with sincerity. Anyhow, so the question is that the purification of the heart, and that happens by taking the Ganga water or the holy anecdotes and lives and teachings and the message of the Lord who is ever pure. Okay, this other book translates the same verse. It says, the stream of the nectar of your praise and the stream that flows from your feet, the Ganga, both of them have the power to destroy the sins of the world. This is the reason why holy men make use of these two holy streams. The one of praise of the Lord as sung in the Vedas, the other Ganga that flows from his feet. The ears make use of the one and the other versus the body in ablution. We call body and mind purification, no? These two combined is doing one thing. Your body is getting purified, even it is water, as water. And your mind is getting purified when you are listening to the glories of the Lord. Divine play. Read the divine play of Ramakrishna, Holy Mother in the modern age, or Bhagavat, as we always say. Read the Bhagavat book. It will keep the mind in a high level. Now, next verse. Uddhava on how Shravana destroys ignorance. Uddhava again have said many places, but again, Uddhava, Uddhava is one of the ardent devotee of Sri Krishna. And who is it, Uddhava? What is the relationship? I forgot.
Friend. Was it a friend?
Uddhava was a Sakha. He said like that. He used to be always with Krishna as a follower. So what it says?
He's saying Uddhava to tell gopis about Jnana Yoga.
Is there Uddhava Gita?
Uddhava Gita. That is the last message. Before his departure, Sri Krishna gave the last message and to Uddhava. Uddhava said, I was your friend, I was living with you all the time like your shadow. Now you will leave the body. So how shall I survive in the world? So then the message what Krishna gave to him is called Uddhava Gita. In the 11th book of the Bhagavad Gita, a part of that. It is totally Vedanta. What it says, who can read? My eyes are getting little dark. You can read.
Sure.
On page 167.
Okay.
Man gives up desire for everything else, having enjoyed through his ears the nectarine accounts of thy sportive activities, so conducive to the highest good. O Lord, thou supreme yogin, we who are wandering about the paths of the worldly activities shall by virtue of hearing about thy excellences in the company of thy devotees overcome the blinding darkness of ignorance, so difficult to transcend.
The blinding darkness of ignorance which has covered our eyes. That's why we don't see you, O Lord. We see you anywhere. So that can be destroyed with the hearing your nectar-like message. What happens whenever we see, we have discussed it in many times, whenever we hear, whatever we hear, our mind becomes colored with the coloring of that type of thought. And thought and objects. If you describe some accident story, so you're describing some accident story, immediately your mind is coming, it is a car, this car is, and the description giving the example, probably it has hit this way, and these people, it toppled 2 times, 3 times. All this description is creating an image in your mind. So similarly, when we hear about the glories of God and listen that description, Krishna coming, Uddhava standing there, Uddhava praying that, like Ramakrishna standing, Naren talking. So this keeps the mind from distracted world to one focus. And then immediately, because it is all divine, it creates a divine mood in us. As it can create any mood. It can create anger mood, it can create frustration mood, it can create your lofty mood to be tuned to the high, something higher. So it is difficult. That's why he says, man gives up desires for everything else. Why? It is spontaneous. The desires for everything, as we are all running for, it is very natural for us to run for those things because we are familiar with that type of joy, that type of happiness or peace. No? But who is purified by the heart, when their mind goes into the divine thought, these by listening through the years the accounts of thy sportive activities. God's lila, we call lila chintan. That's why in spiritual life there are three types of meditation. One type is the meditation on the divine form, as our gurus teach us. Look at this figure, the Lord is seated in your heart, try to visualize Him, meditate upon Him. That's called the Rupa Dhyana. Dhyana, meditation on the Rupa, form of the Lord. And then next is the Lila Dhyana. This is the Lila. It is like guided meditation. You read one chapter, one paragraph, and then think over the passage and move on like that. When you do that, then your mind becomes remaining in the thought of God. Naturally, your mind gets purified. And then Tattva. Tattva means the divine truth. I am that infinite ocean of light, infinite knowledge, infinite peace. So that type of thought, no form, but it is a form though for us. But you think something bigger, all pervaded consciousness like that. So three types of meditation. So this verse translated here, O Krishna, this is 30, 34 and 35. 34 says, O Krishna, your sportive adventures are auspicious to men. Having tasted the sweets of your praise, they lose relish for every other thing. O great yogi, one who have been wandering in the paths of karma will now cross the region of darkness by hearing your praise in company with your devotees. So it is saying that anyone who listens to the glories of God, he will be overcoming the distressed, ignorant life of this world.
Which is what we are doing right now. Which is what we are doing right now.
Yeah, that's why whenever we think of this, we forget the world. Actually, that is happening all the time. If anyone does concentrates on any type of thought, they forget the environment. They live in that type of virtue, that type of ideas, that type of thought. So for God, thinking about the glories of God, it makes us separate from the world and live in a region of divine bliss, depending on the intensity of understanding. Now Sri Krishna says that interest in Sravana is a measure of man's spiritual progress. Now, many people ask, what is my sign that I am progressing towards God? Here, Sri Krishna himself saying that if you feel interested in listening to the glories of God, then you know that you are improving. Your taste, that's why your taste for God and godly things are coming in your heart. And you are a great devotee, but you have no interest, or you are a monk, you have no interest in God, meditation, spirituality, Never your tears fall for God. But we cry for the world, Ramakrishna said. People cry for the mundane things of the world, pitcher full of jar full of tears. But who cries for God? No. So if I say, oh, I am a great devotee, but I never cried for God. I never feel a pull for God. I never feel, I'll have to go for sitting for meditation. I'll have to run for this, doing little spiritual practice. Then if it does not happen, then whatever may be outside, you are not progressing spiritually. Spiritually, it will be that your heart will be just searching and trying to be eager to listen wherever there is some holy name of God is going on, or wherever a holy company is there, to get advantage of that. You can do it by sitting in your room, by meditation. That's also your holy company. Reading a book, that's also holy company. Or where people are singing the glories of God, that's also holy company. Means that your attraction, your values, your emphasis should change. And it should change little by little, more by more. People put priority. We call it putting the priority. Priority, there are other works. Every time in life there are works. But we always put the priority over the other. So if one interest goes for listening to the glories of Lord and feeling little pull for that, let the Ramakrishna gave the example, no. When you will be realize God. Then he took that guru, took that student to the pool and pushed his head under the water. The student asked, how shall I realize God? What is a sign? Without telling anything, the crude guru took the disciple and pushed his head under the water. And he is trying to get for oxygen, but still guru is pressing him for a few moments more. And then afterwards released him. Then he said, how do you feel? Then he said, I was panting for breath. Then Guru says, this is when you will pant for God, then you are progressing. So this is the point. You should feel internally. Everything is there. But I lean more towards meditation, prayer, listening to the glories of God, or thinking about singing the songs which elevates my mind, takes me towards that. So this type of tendency is a sign. So that has been mentioned here. This is a very famous verse. I have our Swamis used to talk about. Tavat karmani kurvanti no nirvidyeta javata jat katha svabunado ba shraddha javat na jayate. You have no shraddha. Shraddha means, you know this word shraddha. Shraddha means faith. Shraddha means trust, faith. Unless you develop tremendous faith and trust in the words of this Bhagavat, words of these scriptures, you think that these are also anecdotes. Many people can read novels. Actually, you can read Bhagavat like a novel. There are many stories. Yoga Vasishta. It can be read as a novel also. But not that. It is test, that's the Shraddha, faith and trust that this will help me, release me from the suffering and bondage of life. Javat karmani kurvanti no nirvidyeto javat. So long one is engaged, so long as man has not attained to dispassion for the worldly things, and so long as deep-rooted interest in hearing about my excellences has not arisen in him, he has the obligation to work. And who is fit to do work in the world? Work means secular work, mind it again, not the niskama karma. Who is fit for the world? Who is fit? Whose interest has not grown for God, not for the listening the glories of the Lord, and the taste for the worldly things have not released. They are engaged in doing karma. Because karma will be sakama, then it will be understood that sakama karma, or the work we do with our desires, fulfilling our material needs, cannot give us freedom. Then let us do selfless work. And after selfless work, that mind will turn towards God. So these are the conditions when one can. 2 points then: dispassion for worldly things and deep-rooted interest in hearing. One is positive idea, another is negative idea. One is dispassion for the worldly things. I don't like this. My time is valuable. I don't want to. For my survival, whatever I need to do, the basic duties I do. But whenever I get a chance, you try to think of God. You want to listen to the holy text. No? So this tendency in the heart, your inner heart will be playing in this dual role. I'm not much interested in outside. Now people, whenever they get a little time at the weekend, they make friendship with their friends, go out to party, to dance, to drink, this, that. That's their interest. Nothing, not to criticize, but their tendency is that they'll find joy in that. But that, when that joy, that type of connection is still there, that much interest will not be here inside. So dispassion is to say, oh, I have seen enough. It does not please me anymore. I have something else to do, something higher to do. Your inner heart will say. Suppose you people are driving such a distance in the traffic and this and that, indicating that you feel that it is more valuable. And even you're so much committed responsibilities, you are paying more attention to this. It's a sign that you are progressing spiritually. Not that, as Holy Mother said, that something miraculous will be happening. That Mother said very ridiculously that horns will not grow. You are spiritual, so see 1 inch today, 1.5 inch next day, 2 inches, meaning, oh, you are becoming spiritual. That will not happen. Externally, nothing will happen. Maybe your face will be peaceful. That may not be also instantly be captured by others. But your internal heart will say, when shall I go to the mosque? When shall I go to meditate? When shall I find little time for my being alone with God? No? So this type of tendency, as it grows, you know you are in the right path. And those who have not, let them do work with desire, and that will give them the experience that it is not beneficial. It is a time of their life's time goes on, but better utilization is this, they learn more. So it will take them from one step to other step. So not to criticize anyone, because everyone have to go through the phases of journey. Everyone will have to go to the kindergarten school and then get out of the kindergarten school, then grade school and grade school to high school to college, and that's a journey. But someone maybe you are maybe in a college level, but someone is in the grade level. But we need not have to criticize them, but to understand the philosophy. Okay, so who can leave? Durga, can you read?
According to Indian spiritual tradition, it is sinful for a man to abandon his worldly duties and the obligations until he has developed a wholehearted longing for God. If he has that longing, he can abandon works of the nature of duties for undertaking an exclusive pursuit of spiritual disciplines. According to this verse, the development of a deep-rooted interest in hearing is one of the signs of the spiritual maturity, for thus can a man be fully occupied with the thought of God.
So some people think in early days, people used to think that karma tyaga, there is a word, you give up the karma, because karma is leading to worldliness. No, every karma when you perform, you see how difficult it is. You have to interact with people, mean people, unkind people, fight with them, this, that. Better give up the karma. Some may think, don't give up karma. Until you have grown this much devotion for God, until you feel attracted to the divine glories and to live in that consciousness, if you give up, you are a failure in life. That's the very fundamental thing. Spirituality is not people who are failures in life. Spirituality is for those people who are most successful and more they could have done so great, but they give up. Who can give up? Who has something to give, no?
Hajra Thakur used to tell him that why he's not taking care of his mother in the village like that.
Yeah, so that is you are rather becoming irresponsible, not taking responsibility of your life. So that's why many times the spirituality is not for the psychologically ill person. It should be strong. Mind should be strong. Swami Vivekananda said, nerves of steel, muscles of iron, and in that will reside a mind which will be like a thunderbolt, strong, determined. Sometimes people feel that, oh, he is not good in, yeah, he is not capable of doing job, he forgets things. Okay, let him be sadhu.
Oh my gosh.
Because he is a failure here, so let them be a sadhu.
Oh my God.
But not for that. Sadhu should be, those who want to be a sadhu, they should be very strong, not egotistic, but strong in mind, strong in resolution, love for God, and they could have succeeded in life if had they been in the world. They have the potential talent, but they give up for God and God realization. So these are the conditions. Karma, giving up the karma, is not the goal of life. That, oh, I have given up karma. Then you are an escapist. We will say you are an escapist. You are relinquishing your duties and responsibilities. No,
And that's not progress. That's not spiritual.
that is not spiritual. So I am capable, but I feel so much pull for, in our order, many sadhus, they say, I could have served my mother a little bit more. But what can I do? I was helpless. I was pulled in such a way. I cannot help myself. So he has the capacity, he has the wisdom, he has the knowledge. He can earn good money and be in the world, but his heart is pulling him in the path of renunciation, detachment. So that is the fit candidate. But who is a failure in life, and to be there is a you will not enjoy. In Bengali it is said, sadhu hoisa. That means you cannot do anything. Yeah, go become a monk.
So weird.
That means even those who are not dutiful in their home, they are not really doing their duties as a child to mother and father, or in Indian tradition from the early childhood we know that is the son's duty to take care of parents, and father loved you so much and you need to serve them back. Those who don't feel that need, they are worthless. They have to rise above that. Yes, I feel that pull, but here is a pull for God, much more intense. So what can I do? I am helpless there. So that does not create any bad impact on the life. But those who are escapist, escaping the duties and responsibilities, or for some other motive they come, they suffer miserable whole life. In our order is a big organization. No, we all come into the organization to improve our condition more. What is there, we find to ignite it more and more and more in the environment. But they should be fundamentally, they should be responsible people. But their inner call will be so high that they cannot manage to be in the world, serve and do the duties. So that is to be understood. Spiritually, life also, instead of giving up and not feeling the urge for God, you give up your job and come back to ashram. Why did you come? Oh, I am tired with that. So you are avoiding that. Avoiding is not the question. It should be, you have the power to do everything, but your pull for God is something different. You go to the temple, sit for meditation, absorb yourself in God consciousness. That's good. That is the purpose. So this emphasis is given. This translation here. Wait from Karma. What is the verse number? 36, no? 36. 36 says, this translation says, O great yogi, we who have been wandering in the paths of karma will now cross the region of darkness. Now ওটা তো হয়ে গেছে. And next one, 36. Let worldly vocations be pursued so long as one is not disgusted with the world, or so long as faith has not generated in hearing of my praises. When you hear the praises of the Lord, your heart should swell in joy. Wonderful. This is the holy life. This is the thought which we should keep always cherishing in our heart. Read the life of Ramakrishna, feel the inspiration, how he is saying, oh Ma, another day is passing, this day is also gone in vain. This type of the life story should resonate in the heart. It should inspire us. Then we know that yes, we are right. Not for any other excuses. Okay? 37? And a few minutes are there. What is the time? Oh, 36. 36. So we have the tea time now. Oh my. Come. Jai Ma, Jai Ma. 37.
Saturday is meeting. Sunday is your lecture. Monday is Kali Puja.
Oh.
May I go with you to this Kali Puja?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's Jai Ma. Jai Ma.
But you're back.
Jai Ma. Jai Ma, Jai Ma.
Okay, go ahead, Carol. No, you go ahead. You come such a distance. You go in. Okay, now Jai Ma.
You're warning me about